welcome to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Jamie O'Hara, him over there, Jason Cundy.
Has anyone seen Arsenal's 2-goal lead? I tell you, 2-goal lead. You must have won. Hello, beating Gunnosaurus kiss. Oh, but do me a favour. 1-0. With the dog. With the dog. With the dog. Can you hear me with the dog? You must have won. Hello, beating Gunnosaurus. Darren Benty. Darren Benty. Can you hear me, Benty? You must have won. Hello, beating the kebab man. Arsenal score. The Gothness monster. David Raya, Matt Lucas, Matt, you have to win a beat. Piers Morgan, Thierry Henry, Woodsy, Laura, you have to win. Never beat.
Wow. The title race is on. It's wide open. Big night of action across the talkSPORT network. What on earth are Arsenal doing? Playing in second gear. Wolves were shocking. You drew 2-2 with them. Unbelievable. Only a 5-point lead at the top. It's all falling apart. You got Spurs at the weekend. Wow. Have your say on this. 03 717 223344. Newcastle, they slapped Karabag earlier. Anthony Gordon scored 4 goals. He's now got 10 Champions League goals this season. Loads to go at. Get involved in the show. But wow, Arsenal, are they throwing it away again? 03 717 223344. Whoa!
Hugo Bueno, left-footed curling shot is brilliant. What a goal! Hugo Bueno, take a bow. He skipped onto his right foot, cut back onto the left, curled an outrageous shot, arcing over the top of David Raya, and Wolves may be back in it. Mane's cross, spilled by the goalkeeper, and driven in! Off the post and in! Would you believe it? The youngster Edozie has hammered in goalwards. It's hit the post, hit the defender on the line, and got into the net. Absolutely extraordinary. And it's 2-2 at Molineux, and Arsenal are poised to drop points.
Wow.
It was wow.
Unbelievable. You know the best thing is as well, our assistant producer, Phil, had to do that package. He's an Arsenal fan. Oh, he's so good.
He's a go to fair play to. Can we just... Because that's not easy, right?
No, you got to suck it up. You got to suck it up. Deal with it. What are they doing?
Oh.
What are they doing?
I mean, I don't know. There is a stat, right? And this has come from Opta, a friend of mine, right? That in Premier League history, get on this, right? In Premier League history, I've got to get this right.
Yeah.
Never mind the bottom side, this is the first time in Premier League history a team top of the table has let a 2-goal lead slip against a team in the relegation zone.
What is on?
That is, if ever you wanted any evidence, if any other fans out there than Arsenal fans that don't want them to win it, if there's any evidence that you think, can they bottle it? Are they bottling it? Tonight, that is all you need. That is absolutely bottling it. That is grade A bottling it. Grade A.
I can't believe that.
That is unbelievable.
I can't believe they've thrown that game away. No. I mean, they were in first gear in the first half hour of the game, like literally cruising. We were sitting there going, this could be 5 or 6.
Well, I said 4-0 at the beginning of the game before a ball was kicked. And it goes 1-0 early on from Saka, and you're going, well, Wolves just ain't good enough. And they're not good enough, by the way. They are not good enough. And Wolves tonight, first half, mate, they were terrible. Terrible. And Arsenal somehow managed to only go in lead at 1-0. I mean, they weren't creating loads of chances. Not like Sarah's got pulling top saves out. Arsenal were just tepid. Yeah, that's the first real sign I've seen. First sign I've seen of Arsenal going, oops, oops. That is. There's no way they should have lost that.
Business end of the season, Jace. I've told you.
There's no way they should have drawn that game, Jay. No way.
You've bigged up Arsenal so much this season, mate.
I have, but it's the first.
And I'm telling you, they're not a great side.
Right, it's the first time.
They're a good team, but they're not a great side.
It's the first time I've said Arsenal season. I've said It's the first time I've thought, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. First time tonight. And away at Wolves, the bottom side, one of the worst sides the Premier, not just this season, one of the worst sides the Premier League has ever seen. And they go 2-0 lead away at Wolves. Wolves are all over the place, mate.
Oh, mate, they were terrible.
And yet they score. They come back from 2-0 down. That's not the sign of champions tonight from Arsenal. That nowhere near it, mate. No, nowhere near. It's the sort of thing that you might get West Ham do. Or a mid Bournemouth might go and get 2-0 and they might get picked. But not a side that should win the title. That is and I love the goodness thing. It's the first time I've thought, okay, right, you're not as good as I first thought you were.
Well, let's go to Gabby, who's an Arsenal fan. All right, Gabby?
Well, if you can't do it on a Wednesday night in February with sleet and snow, gents, then you don't deserve it.
You tuned it up.
Mate.
And honestly, I'm sat in this car park trying to get out of here, and I think even you two could have got games for Arsenal tonight, mate. We were that turgid.
Yeah, there was a lack of real urgency about you tonight. And I know Wolves played in a 5-4-1, but there's a real lack of that urgency. I've seen Arsenal do it, and I just wonder whether we spoke about Saka last night, about his season, as Arteta taken a bit out of his game. Tonight showed me a little bit that actually Arteta needs to be braver and go and get the second goal, because he's relied on that brilliant defence. And tonight, it fell apart.
Well, I've got Alfie sat next to me, and he was in the away end. Unfortunately, I had to do hospitality. Nice museum, by the way, Wolverhampton. Very nice museum. Very nice. But we weren't slapping anybody. Poor old Alfie, so he's not going no more. He's fed up of being slapped.
He's done. Put him on. Put him on.
He's here, Jay.
Alfie.
Hello.
What happened?
Yeah. Oh, mate, I don't know. No, they don't want it. They don't want it. None of them want it.
Well, the thing is, things have come easy to Arsenal because defensively you're so good. And when you get your noses in front, it feels hard that any team's going to lay a glove on you, but you're 2-0 up.
They're scared, don't they? They go 1 up, then they just sort of pass it about and then mess it up. And they're scared. They know what's behind them. They know what's coming behind. It's a big blue bus.
Yeah, that big blue bus just refueled.
Do you know what, gents? I'm going to put it this way, right? I've 360 miles today just to get to Wolverhampton and back. Mm-hmm. I've been up since 4:30. Alfie's plastered couple of rooms today. Right? There was more effort, gents, put into our effort to get there today. And I know, listen, I'm not scared of not coming on, guys. I'll be here. I just hope we turn up Sunday, because I tell you what, I don't think I can ever face you, Jay. I think I might.
Mate, I'm telling you now, right? That puts huge pressure on Arsenal now going into that game. That's just added pressure that you didn't need. That was an easy win tonight.
They shouldn't have.
Like an easy win. You cruise into the Tottenham game. You rock up with confidence. Now, Spurs can actually properly derail your season. It just gives us an added emphasis on the game with a new manager. Yeah. I can't believe you've thrown that away. Like, they were so bad, Wolves. So bad. Fair play to them. They come back into it, but, mate, they were terrible. Spurs are back.
Do you know what, gents? I was next to my friend, Mr. Labels, Kieran Tobin, lovely geezer, and we sat up there. We're sat there talking about it, and do you know what? I looked at Bet365. The bookies had it at 9-1 at 88 minutes. That's how much even the bookies didn't think it was happening. And I mean, I'm watching Wolves fans disappearing. Yeah, well, and this unit of the geezer we made friends with, gold teeth, lovely fella, proper geezer, he's left to go home. Suddenly they've scored. He's come running back to us. I'm like, cheers, bruv. Just out us in front of all your fans, mate. I mean, we've lost our protection with you gone now. You know what I mean?
And now you're stuck in a car park. Can't get out.
No, we're just creeping out. We're just getting on Bilston Road, the A41, We've got 179 miles left, 3 hours and 22. We're going to listen to your dulcent tones, lads.
Well, thanks
we're
for tuning in.
Regroup. Yeah. We're going to regroup, and Sunday we're coming for you, Haaaaas.
Yeah, well,
that's just who we are, mate.
Yeah, they're in big trouble, mate. He's in big trouble. Let's go to Zach, who's an Arsenal fan. Zach.
What's that?
Oh, we play like a second-place team. I mean, Netflix FC, next season FC, everything. I've heard it, and I'm starting to agree with it now.
Wait there, Zach, because I've got Wolves manager with Joe Shannon.
The last couple of games have been interesting.
Yeah, Rob Edwards is with me in the tunnel. Rob, live on talkSPORT. Well done, an excellent point for you.
Yeah, it was, thank you. Really proud of the players in the end. After going 2-0 down against one of the best teams in Europe, to find a way to get something from the game was... yeah, it's a really good feeling. It feels like a win, even though it's not.
How heartening is it to see the fight that they showed tonight?
Yeah, we've been showing it for a long time. You know, we're 3 defeats in 11 games now. We're, you know, and the 2 of those were against Chelsea and Man City. We're showing some consistency and some good performances. We're showing a lot of fight. Look, we want to win more games, of course we do. But the level we're at, we're up against brilliant teams, and it's a big challenge for us, especially from where we came in. But tonight, you know, everyone would have seen it as well, because a lot of people would have been watching the game, so they'll see that we're not giving up. You know, the players are with it and they're fighting hard.
You've had some very difficult moments this season, so how special was that equalising goal? And for a young lad as well, I don't think he's going to be... I think it might have gone down as an OG, but it's a fantastic moment for him, isn't it?
It is, yeah, and you know, we've got a bit of a shorter squad now at the moment, so the young lads know there could be opportunities there for him. Just as he was coming on, put my arm around him and said, this could be a moment now, go and take it, and he did. It's a special night for him, he'll remember forever. But yeah, I thought it sort of summed up the performance, really. We were brave. We got a lot of young players on the pitch when we finished there, and we were still trying to step forward and make it happen, and even tried to push even after the equaliser as well to get a third.
Did you give credit to the fans tonight, and how important is it to give them 1 or 2 more nights like this before the end of the season?
Yeah, look, it's been a rough season for them, and you know, there was probably some anger around even the first half, even though we're up against Arsenal and we're only 1-0 down. But then look, we turned things around second half, and by the end the energy was great around the stadium. Was
there any surprise at how Arsenal approached the closing stages? They seemed a little bit passive.
No, not at all. I'll give our players credit for that. Look, as I say, I think they're an amazing team, but we felt a similar feeling in the away game. You know, when we got a late equaliser there, and we were beginning to push. So there was a lot of pressure on them this season, but they're in 4 competitions, I think I'm right in saying that, yeah. and they could end up, you know, having well, I'm sure they will. They'll end up having an amazing season. They're a brilliant football club with incredible players, but I think that's why we've got to try and celebrate what we showed there tonight as well.
Thanks for your time, Rob.
Thank you.
Yeah, Rob Edwards there with Joe Shannon. We'll get Arteta shortly as well. But let's go back to Zach, the Arsenal fan. Zach.
Right, Zach.
Oh, mate. I mean, you have thrown this away.
Mate, we have. I mean, if we can't be Wolves at home, I'm just sorry. If we can't be Wolves away, I don't see how we can beat Tottenham away. I just don't see it. That's a stupid amount. That's stupid to drop points like that. It's stupid. It's not what a title-winning team would do.
You know what I couldn't believe, right? You were all over Wolves, right? You went 1-0 up, comfortable, second gear football you were playing. It was, you know, we were sitting there going, this could be anything, right? But then you didn't actually then put your foot on the throat. You're like, you kind of just let them back into it. And Wolves didn't really do much, didn't create much, but you just didn't put the game to bed. Like, you could have easily, really and truthfully, put that game 3 or 4.
2-0, right? The game should be over. Should be over.
It really could have.
Should be over.
I can't believe that you allowed a team with such low quality. And fair play to Wolves. They come back into it, and they fought, and they took risks at the end, and they get the chance, and they get the reward. But that game, that is on you lot. That is on Arteta. That is on the players. You absolutely bottled it tonight.
Oh, we did, and I said, I don't see how we're going to go beat Tottenham if we played like this. You know, I don't see we're going to go beat Chelsea. I don't see how we're going to beat Man City. It's just, the panic should start building. I mean, I know it's a 5-point gap. 5 points, but...
Yeah, 5 points, but Man City got a game in hand, and obviously you've got...
So basically, for the first time in a long time, it's in City's hands. For the first time in a long time.
They've got loads of easy games. They've got mid-table to relegation teams, and we've got top 4 contenders and everything. I mean, it's disgraceful. We play like we want to come second place. It's like it's in our nature to just come second place.
I mean, 2 games they've drawn away from home. Brentford, you kind of understand. That was always going to be a tricky one, but they've led in both. 1-0 and 2-0. And they come back, they've been pegged back.
Jace,
That's if
Jace,
you ever
I've
want
been saying
evidence.
it all season, mate, and you haven't believed me because
No, I haven't. And
you
I'm
haven't
first
believed me.
time
I've
I'm
said
starting to.
defensively they've been brilliant, all right? But they're winning games 1-0. I remember a game against Fulham. I think they won 1-0. Played poorly, but a set piece. You know, win a game, set piece. Win a game, set piece. I'm telling you, over the course of a season, when it gets to the championship rounds, that will not win you the Premier League.
It's the first time I've looked at Arsenal and gone, they might be having a wobble. First time tonight.
All right, Arsenal fans, get your calls in. Terrible night for you. Wolves fans want to hear from you as well. 03 717 22 3344. Spurs are back.
Would you want an old rival as yours? And Liverpool fans, is there any chance that he could come back if Slot gets the bullet? Now, you were asking me whether or not I would have taken Klopp at Man United, and I said not in a million years. Let's speak to another Man United fan. He goes by the name of George. Hello, George. How are you?
Hello, George.
Yeah, hi. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you today?
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Good. What would you like to say,
right.
George?
You I've been supporting United for 65 years. But do you cut off your nose to spite your face?
Mm-hmm.
You pose the question that if you can guarantee that within 2 years Klopp can win you the league, go for it. Why not? It'll get United back to winning ways.
Yeah, okay, but I mean, there is no guarantee of that. But here's my question: would you take that gamble? That's my question.
Yeah, I would. Look at what we've done in the past few years. Look at all the managers that have come and gone. They've all proved done. You know he's a proven manager. If it wasn't for City, as much as I'm United and against Liverpool, but if it wasn't for City, they would have won 3-4 more leagues.
Yes.
You know that. So that's a fact. I go by facts. The fact is that he's a very good manager. And you don't cut off your nose just to spite your face.
Spot on, George.
Why not?
Okay.
We need him.
George,
we need him.
George, thank you for that.
Well said, George.
With Klopp, I'm a little bit sort of like, I know he's a good manager, but he only won the league once.
Yeah, but look at the Man City side he was playing against.
Well, Leicester managed to win the league in that, didn't they?
But as well, Klopp has never really, provoked Manchester United, has he? Do you know what I'm saying? He's never provoked Manchester United, even...
What do you mean provoked? What do you mean?
I mean, some managers might have, rivalries against clubs and, they beat Manchester United.
Your Liverpool manager, that's enough provoking.
To the Sports Bar talkSPORT with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. We will discuss Newcastle's emphatic 6-1 win away at Karabag in their Champions League playoff round first leg. But first, Arsenal drop more points in the title race. Are they bottling it? 03 717 22 3344. Let's go to Chris. He's an Arsenal fan. All right, Chris?
Chrissy boy.
How you doing, boys?
Yeah. I've got in here worried, Chris. Are you worried?
No point being worried, mate. I told you this ages ago.
What?
I'm an Arsenal fan, so I'm always worried. The title race is finished. It's over. Done.
Have you won it?
Over and out. We ain't winning nothing. Done. You play the laughing track, do what you want, play the whatever you want. I told you lot when Arsenal fans were coming on here, you lot are jokers, man. I told you lot when Arsenal fans were coming on here and saying, right, the title's ours. It's done. And I kept saying to you lot, relax. Enjoy the wins, yes, but relax. And now look, 2 wins,
out of our last 7 against teams like Forest and tonight against pathetic Wolves, who are going to go down in history as the worst Premier League team ever.
Do you know what, Chris?
I think they will. These team are bottle jobs,
Chris,
including the manager as well, and these bottle job players. And now we've got to go to Spurs and then Chelsea. They've got no confidence in any of them games. They're bottle jobs, a lot of them.
Chris,
Yes,
here's
yes,
a thing.
mate.
Here's another thing as well. At the end of the game, Jesus, I can't remember who he squared up to, but was it Mosquera? Was it? Yeah, that shows me that listen, obviously it's disappointing, but to end the game like that, losing your heads is not a good sign.
Yeah, because they know it's over. The process is over. Title race is over. It's finished. The Blue Sharks are lurking. And once they go top of that league, which they will, very soon they will, it's over. It's just finished. You cannot be 2-0 up against Wolves. No. Let that sink in, Arsenal.
No, you can't
fans.
be. You can't
Wolves.
Be. No, that's
2-0 up and let them get a draw.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. No. That is pathetic. That is on Arteta with the mentality of this team, because the performance, let's be honest, even at 2-0, was shocking tonight. Backwards, sideways.
Why do you think it was so low key? Because you're in total control.
Cundy. Arteta is too cautious. Why didn't Eze start tonight? He got two great assists. All right, it's against Wigan. Yeah. But it's confidence. Why didn't he play? All right, Saka got the goal in that position, but apart from that, he did nothing.
Chris, here's a question for you. Do you think Arteta can ever win you a title?
No, I don't. I've said this to you lot ages ago as well. He should have been sacked 3 years ago. And you lot were saying, no,
that was harsh 3 years ago. That's harsh, mate.
But, mate, we were in 2022-23 season, we were 8 points clear in January. He bottled it. Oh, look, deja vu. It's happening again with a better squad, by the way, that we've got now. Because we've got 2 players for each position. Wolves. Yeah, come on, boys.
Yeah, come on. You can't.
That's pathetic. It's pathetic. It's embarrassing. These players need to take... And as for David Raya, I don't know what you were doing for that second goal. What are you doing?
He doesn't need to come for it, does it? Is it Gabriel?
But apart from that, when we went 1-0 up early, I thought, okay, this could be a game where we say, oh, how many is it going to be? Yeah. But then when they got that goal back, I was in my group chat with my family and that, and I said, this game ain't over. And then all of a sudden, clowns at the back, don't know what they're doing, and the wild horse scores their own goal, so I don't know what he was doing either. How are you not clearing that off the line anyway? But David Raya tonight, I don't know what you were doing.
I'm not a
player. I'm telling you now, the title's over. It's finished. Finished. I'm fuming.
I can hear.
Chris, thanks for your call.
I feel sick.
I'm going to go to Harrison, who's an Arsenal fan. Harrison.
You all right, boys?
All right, matey.
What happened?
Right. I called in last week, right, and I got slammed on Instagram for calling out certain players. Right. Now, you cannot sit there and try and tell me that we have the best players in the world when we have no mentality in the team. You look on the pitch, we have certain leaders that you'd expect at 2-0 up to control the game. Gabriel, Saliba, Rice. None of them did it tonight. And you know what? I said what I said. The 22-23 season, 39 goals and assists came from the midfield. Tonight was just lazy. Now, don't get me wrong, this could be the best title race I think we've ever seen in the run-in. Because we're still clear, and we've got Tottenham, Chelsea...
Harrison, wait there, because Mikel Arteta is with Joe Shannon.
Yes, Mikel Arteta with me live on talkSPORT in the tunnel. Mikel, thank you for talking to us. Difficult to take, that result, I imagine?
Very difficult, but we have to take it because it is a result that that probably we deserve in the manner that we played in the second half. So 2 very different halves. The first one totally dominated the game, and the second one nowhere near the standards that are required to win a Premier League game in the manner that we have to. So it's us to blame there.
What was the most disappointing thing about the second half for you?
To be fair, almost everything went wrong. We didn't have any control. We gave the ball away time after time. It didn't have any periods really of dominance, even though they scored the second half. So, yeah, very disappointed, very frustrated. You can sense that. So now is not the moment to talk, because we are all too sensitive about it, and you're not going to get anything positive out of that. So the only thing that we have to do is be close to the players, lift them up, because on Sunday we have a big game coming up.
How disappointed is that dressing room at the moment?
Well, very much. You could see straight away the frustration after the game, but especially because of us, because we know that those standards are not accepted in the manner that we have to compete and play, and we need to improve.
You've reacted well to setbacks in the past. Is the North London derby in some ways a perfect opportunity to bounce back?
Yes, the sooner we play, the better, and the bigger game and the meaning of that game, I think, is the best way to prove, because anything that we say now is not useful, is we have to do it on the pitch.
Thanks for talking to us.
Thanks,
guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
Mikel Arteta there with Joe Shannon. He's obviously devastated and he's gutted.
Oh, that's a game. There is no way they should have dropped points. Absolutely no way. Wolves, for the first part of that, well, the first half, were terrible. Couldn't string passes together. Like I said to you, it looked like they just picked them out the crowd, the players. They couldn't string passes. Arsenal was so comfortable. But there's a ruthlessness you need when you're on top in a game like that. And I did not see that result coming at any point. I did not see Arsenal dropping points. It looked too comfortable. But at 2-1, there's a malaise about Arsenal tonight. You know, and normally there's has he relied on his defence to be so good that he's going away to Wolves 2-1 thinking there's no way we can't concede again, because Arsenal are very good defensively. But Raya comes out, I don't know what he's doing. He's at fault for the goal. He's at fault. There's no way they should drop points tonight. No way. But they have. Brentford away. I kind of see that's a tough place. Maybe from winning positions, they've lost 6 points in the last 2 games. Sorry, they lost 4 points in the last 2 games. Yeah. Right? Should have had 6 points. Big.
Nice. Unbelievable. Big. Let's go to Alan. He's a Man City fan. All right, Al?
Right, Al.
Evening, boys.
Here he is. All right, Al.
Do you remember me calling you up last week and you a little song?
I do.
I've got a little poem at the end for you that I've done for today as well. Tell you what, I'm in the JD gym there, and I'm thinking 2-0, it's done. 2-1, I'm half looking. 2-2, I'm jumping around the gym, and it's full of Arsenal fans. I don't know what they're doing in the gym when the team's playing, but listen, their heads have gone. Clean gone. Even I didn't think this was going to happen tonight. I thought Spurs and Chelsea, they'd drop points, but tonight they've shown the nerves are setting in, and the best defence in the Premier League. Is that 2 weeks in a row? It's thrown leagues away now.
Yeah. Well, they have, yeah.
Look, it looks like the crumble's starting to come, mate. Al, and you know, Man City signed Gay, signed Semenyo. This is game on.
Listen, after that song last week, I was getting that sent to me off everyone on social media. And I thought, I got a big idea last night, dinner there and everything. All the mates are cropping it, sending it to me. Well, we're getting ready if you don't do it. But I think tonight I've been sending them little cheeky messages going, it's on. And I'm going to give you my phone now, another cheesy one.
Go on then.
Arsenal are red, City are blue. When the league's in their hands, they don't know what to do.
Is that it?
That's the one.
All right, Al, listen, enjoy yourself.
Cheers out.
Big night for Man City. I'm sure they've all been watching that game, keeping a close eye on it. They still have to catch them. They still have to beat
There's still
Arsenal.
work to be done. Yeah,
work to be done.
Yeah, there's 5 points.
But as you said, Jace, the first time, I can't remember since, that is in their hands.
Yeah, I can't remember.
They beat Arsenal and they carry on doing what they're doing.
If they win all their games, it's a massive if. It's not an if that will happen, but for the first time, if Man City do win that game in hand, that puts them 2 points behind, and then, of course, they still got to play one another. Well, this is going to be a fascinating next 2.5, 3 months, mate. Absolutely.
Unbelievable. Let's go to Tommy, who's an Arsenal fan. Tommy.
Hi, guys. How you doing?
All right, matey.
Tommy, what happened?
Oh, right. I'm going to set the narrative for that.
What? Tom?
I was always a Wenger and he did his best with all the resources available. With Arteta, he spent $500 million and he's wasted. I feel as if he's not getting the best out of the team. Tonight, he had 2 subs remaining and the players were blowing out of steam. It's like we were playing with 9 players. So much disrespect to Miles Skelly and to Norgard. Why didn't you just bring them on? When we went 2-0 up, he should have made those subs.
You don't trust them, though, mate. You don't trust them.
That's what I mean. Why is he signing them if he doesn't trust? That's the feeling I get. He's not trusting them. We played as if we had 9 players, no creation, no imagination, no flair, no link up against Wolves. And I feel as if we need to get rid of Arteta now and bring in a manager because we are in
come
such
on,
a great.
Tommy.
But we are in such a great position in all 4 competitions.
Tommy, you're not going to get rid of Arteta now. Like, come on, don't be stupid.
We won't. But if we could get like someone in, like a Klopp or something, who could take us to the finish line, because we're in such a good position.
What are you on
now.
about, Tommy?
I don't think Arteta will be able to get us across the line.
Mate, your heads are gone.
If you're, this could be one of the most ridiculous calls I think I've ever received. You're asking Arteta to be sacked now.
I think thing is we're in such a good position. He's blowing it.
No. Answer the question. Are you suggesting? I mean, I feel embarrassed to answer this question, but you saying that Arteta should be sacked?
Look, I can retract that, but we're in such a good position.
You can't retract it. Come out your mouth on national radio. It's out there. It's there, mate. You've said it. You said you want Klopp. You want Arteta out.
He's not the guy to get us through. He's not the guy, is he? Look, the last 7 games in the Premier League, we've won 2 of them. That has demonstrated the fact that he hasn't got the material. He's not got the nutrients, minerals to actually drive the team.
I have to say, the games, the numbers that you just mentioned there, that is alarming. That they are.
Is he a bit like? Is he a bit like Gareth Southgate? He can get you there. He can get you to the finish line, but stumbles at the final fence.
2018, when we played Belgium, Croatia in the semi-finals, I was saying to my friends, we need to get someone in like Bobby Robson or a Kevin Keegan in. Not Kevin Keegan, apologies. Or like Terry Venables in, just to motivate the players. I don't think Southgate. But anyway, it is what it is. Like,
what about Tom? This is a phone call from someone whose head is completely gone. Your head's gone. Your head's gone.
Your head is gone, mate.
You couldn't get us through.
No, Tom, your head's gone, mate. Your head's wobbling.
What about Dijk? Dijk should get you over the line.
Big Ange?
Absolutely not.
Big Ange?
We need Klopp.
Big Ange knows how to win a trophy.
Yeah, shut up, Dijk.
Big Ange knows how to win a trophy.
Guys, I'll let you guys go.
Tommy, I'll let you guys go. Oh, wow. Arsenal fans' heads have gone. Well and truly bottled it tonight. 03 717 22 33 You're listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT with talkSPORT Bet. Download the new talkSPORT Bet app today. 18 plus. BeGoneWhere.org.
Losers.
Wayne Rooney has suggested Liverpool boss Arne Slot lacks aura. He says it's strange, isn't it, when you're talking about Slot being on an audition to keep his job, when he obviously has recently won the Premier League. I've met him a couple of times, but I just don't think for Liverpool he's got that aura. And maybe that's because Liverpool have just come off the back of Jurgen Klopp as manager. It's difficult for anyone, but I just don't think that aura is there about him. Has he got a lack of aura?
Well, I spent some time with him. I interviewed him for talkSPORT and spoke to him for a while before as well. I quite liked his presence and his calmness and his intelligence. I think Wayne's right if you're comparing him to Klopp. Klopp is an exuberant, charismatic, warm, humorous, larger-than-life character who captivated the whole city in many ways and brought it together over a period of time where it was struggling. So to follow him, I mean, is anybody out? I mean, nobody really you think could walk in and be what Klopp was. So I understand where he's coming from. He's kind of justified himself in his words, Wayne.
Yeah.
He's not Klopp, no. And also, irrelevant of his charisma, charm, or any of those traits, if he finishes outside the Champions League places and doesn't win it, he'll probably be gone.
It reminds me of the Kevin Bridges routine about self-esteem. No, I didn't get paid this week, but I've got plenty of self-esteem, and that's great. I mean,
It's a fair observation.
Arna, you haven't won a game in 5, but what an aura you've got. I mean, who cares, really?
It's a fair observation that Wayne makes, because I like expertise in these areas, and obviously Wayne showed no aura in his management career, so he'd be able to recognise it and lacking in someone else's.
To the Sports Bar talkSPORT, me, Jamie O'Hara, Jason Cundy. You're going to be joined by a former Liverpool winger, mate, Jermaine Pennant. He calls a right old storm on social media this week. Virgil van Dijk, John Terry debate. We'll hear John Terry as well. We'll be bit back at Jammer. But first, we're discussing the big game. Arsenal, they bottled it. 2-0 up, and they draw 2-2 against Wolves. Let's go to Neil, who's a Wolves fan. All right, Neil.
All right, Neil.
Hey there, mate.
All right, matey.
Neil, I mean, fair play to you. Massive result for you. But, I mean, you weren't even that good.
Mate, we was absolutely terrible. First half and second half. And for the Gooners to drop 2 goals, mate, they ain't going to win us. They're going an egg and spoon race. They are absolutely terrible. That was time wasting. That was diving on the floor. And that's supposed to be the champions of England. You're having a laugh, mate. I hope Spurs absolutely smash them on Sunday. They don't deserve to win nothing.
But Neil, here's the thing.
Terrible.
Here's the thing.
Spurs are back.
That you were terrible in that first half. You couldn't string 2 or 3 passes together.
No,
you know what? It was amazing that you were still in it at half time. And really, in all honesty, it's not like Arsenal were carving you open and creating loads of chances.
Yeah. After the first goal, we're thinking it's going to be 5, 6 by half time, because we was actually that bad. Yeah. I mean, he's probably one of the worst Wolves teams I've ever seen, to be fair. Yeah. I'm not 100% sure that Rob Edwards is the man at the minute. I'm a bit 50-50, because sometimes the tactics are a bit not right, but at the end of the day, fair play to him. He changed the team, put the young lad on. I mean, that young lad will never, ever forget that goal.
That's his debut, right?
Yeah, that's his debut. Never seen him before. Yeah,
amazing.
So
I mean, fair play to him. Handful up front. The lad up front. What's his? Akadara, is it?
Mate,
he's an handful.
He's an handful, mate, but he can't hold the ball up.
I don't know, mate. I don't know. I thought he'd done all right. Playing against.
He does bits. He does bits. Doesn't
Saliba and Gabriel tonight. I thought he'd done all right, mate.
Oh, yeah, but them 2 centre-halves, really, we shouldn't have never had a sniff. I mean, title holders, how many internationals on that pitch against us?
They shouldn't. A 2-0 up, there's no way. If a title-winning side should not drop points.
Listen, if you said to me tonight, Neil, right, you drew that game 2-2 and Wolves played out of their skin, right, and you've had the best performance of the season, I'd go, you know what, fair play. But you were so bad. And you've still got a point. That's why I can't believe that Arsenal have thrown that game away. But they've bottled it. There's no other word to describe the fact that they have bottled it.
It's the first sign I've seen of Arsenal really bottling it.
Because it wasn't even like Wolves were good.
No, we was terrible. And time wasting against bottom of the league. Come on. What are you playing as? I don't think Arteta's got that little bit, the need to win a title. He's a good manager, but you need that little extra thing, and I don't think he's got it.
Well, here's the thing. Thanks for the call. But here's the thing, Joe, right? It's all well and good Arsenal doing what they did tonight, and I agree with you. It's the first sign I've seen Arsenal bottle it. I'm still need to be convinced by City, right?
Yeah.
I still need to see a performance where you go,
yeah,
that's, or string performances together where they can put real pressure on Arsenal. I said to you a couple of weeks ago, two things will happen. Arsenal got a dip and City got to be brilliant. And I said, one of those things might happen. I can't see both. Well, now, okay, City, show me you are that team. They've got the team. They've got the manager, right? They got the mentality. Now they need to show because they need to capitalise.
Yeah.
It's all well and good seeing 5 points. City have now got to put them under pressure or pick up 3 points. That's what they've got to do. Have they got that in them now to put not just put a challenge in, but to put that pressure right back on Arsenal?
Yeah, but I agree with you. We talk about defensive frailties at Man City, but I think the January signings of Semenyo and Gay, mate, changes everything.
Well, maybe, but,
changes everything.
Well, is that true? I mean, I've seen Gay play. They've conceded goals. It hasn't quite stuck together yet.
Let me tell you now, Man City have got the mentality to win this title. They know how to win this title.
Well,
they know. I say it again. Championship rounds, Jason.
Mate, it wasn't that long ago. City were 2-0 up at your mob, right? Wasn't that long ago? Done exactly the same, right? So it's not like that they are being stellar because they're not. They've got that in them as well. I'd love to hear from the City fans and just do they believe they've got what it takes?
Come on, they've got what it takes.
What? Well,
they've shown that.
But this season, they haven't.
Yeah, I know, but Arsenal are not that great. I don't think they've got to be great. I'm not watching a Premier League title race between Man City and Liverpool where they're both getting 100 points. I'm watching two. I'm watching an average Arsenal side, a good team, defensively brilliant, but they ain't blowing teams away. They're set pieces, solid, defensively great. I'm not watching a team who's going to go and get 95 points. I'm not. So Man City have not got to be the Man City that we've seen in the past. They've just got to capitalise on the fact that Arsenal ain't that good. Right. And what they've got, Man City have got over Arsenal, is a mentality to win this title. That's the difference.
You may well be right, and I'll bow down to that. But I saw them at your place, first half, 2-0 up, absolutely cruising. And somehow, your mess of a football club has managed to find two goals and get a point out of that game.
No, but
do you know what I mean? Sort of like
moments, though, Jason, this season, right? The Liverpool way. That moment where they win the game.
Yeah, no, there's that as well. That's fair.
Then they go and pump Fulham.
Right.
Let me tell you. Then Arsenal drop points twice.
I'll give you that.
All of a sudden, that feeling, that atmosphere is there. It's brewing.
8 o'clock Saturday, they have got Newcastle at home, right?
It's live on talkSPORT.
Live on talkSPORT, right? 8 o'clock on Saturday. They have to win that game. Anything less will be not a disaster, but yeah, they've got to win it. Simple as that. They just have to go.
They have to win the game. Yeah, they have to win the game.
By the way, Newcastle were outrageously good tonight.
Yeah, Carabao grabbed.
Yeah, Carabao was terrible.
All right, keep your calls coming in. We're going to take a lot more of Wolves fans, Man City fans, Arsenal fans, Newcastle as well. Big result for them. Anthony Gordon scored 4 goals. 03 717 22 33 44.
Many times, particularly in derby games, Alan, have we seen teams just roll up the sleeves and get another 10-15% or whatever it may be. I think that's the very least the Tottenham fans can expect at the weekend, is a completely all-in, spirited performance. And you know it's like 9 times out of 10 you get a reaction. A team will get a reaction to a new manager. That's obviously what the Tottenham fans can hope for.
Well, I guarantee you now they're not excited about this fella. But let's give him a chance. Here's Tudor speaking for the first time after being appointed.
Of course, I'm coming here knowing that situation is not easy. There's no time to find excuses. What I said from the first day here, each of us, each of players need to give something more, something extra. It's not enough to just be aware of that. I like to be positive. I like to play offensive football. Of course, that's my first goal I had, that I like to score the goal, but in the same way, for sure, need to give organization in defense. Okay, give the clear structure of the what you want to play.
I mean, that's another one you talk about. Obviously, Pereira getting the Forest job, gamble. This is a gamble.
Yeah.
Because
I told you, Tony.
Well, they're in it, aren't they?
My friend Tony sent me his record, and it's
not great. It's not ideal, is it?
It's bad. I'm astonished he's got the job, to be honest.
Well, I know. I mean,
I'm astonished.
But the results, I mean, Tottenham, dear me, Alan. You think about Tottenham. Get rid of the manager after winning a European trophy.
Dear Kitmen, we see you, we appreciate your work. While some fans reckon it's just hanging up shirts in dressing rooms, we know it's so much more. A football team's kit is its identity, its uniform, what sets it out from the rest. But it doesn't clean itself. That's not just the shirts, it's the shorts, the socks, the training gear, the boots, the other bits we sort out behind closed doors. Who's the one digging around in that smelly, stinky laundry basket at full time? Yeah, it's the Kitman. They have a lot to work on in a week, from laundry, fixing damaged kit, repairing holes, cleaning boots. Then they pack the van and take everything they need off to the stadium, ready for game day. They don't get a lot of help when they get in the ground too. Kitmen are the ones unloading a full squad's worth of boots, kit, medical bags, and all the bits the players and coaches will need between the start of the day and switching off the floodlights at the end of the day. First thing they do is organise each player's kit. Make it easily accessible in order to avoid any dramas on match day. Once everything's in the right place, it's into the dressing room, lay everything out, put players' nameplates on the right locker, all the things you don't even think about on a match day. Once the players arrive, if anything needs doing, they call the kitman. In the meantime, it's on the kitman to help set up for the warm-up. The coaches don't always have time to lay out all the cones and put the balls in those weird triangle piles you see. As the warm-up is underway, the kitman then becomes a glorified ball boy, chasing stray shots and passes, making sure they aren't lost in the crowds. They eventually do the tidying up too, getting everything off the pitch before kick-off and assist the ground staff with any last-minute things they may need. After that, it's last call for the players. Then, at kick-off, they can breathe a sigh of relief for a few minutes, sit back and watch the game, enjoy the fruits of their labour. At half-time, check everyone's okay and everything's as it should be, and then wait for full-time. Once the final whistle's gone, it's time to pack everything down, get the stuff that needs to be washed in the laundry, pack up the van, back to the training ground, and ready to do it again next week. Of course, each club differs, and different staff members will have different responsibilities, but we pay tribute to all of those who do it, whether it's the glitz and glamour of the Premier League or a cold Tuesday night in Stoke.
Good evening. You are listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Me, Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. We're going to be discussing Newcastle's 6-1 win away at Qarabag in the Champions League playoff first round. But first, Arsenal dropped more points in the title race They drew 2-2 away at Wolves. Here is how it sounded live on talkSPORT.
Mane's cross, all spilled by the goalkeeper and driven in! Off the post and in! Would you believe it? The youngster Edozie has hammered it goalwards. It's hit the post, hit the defender on the line and got into the net. Absolutely extraordinary. And it's 2-2 at Molineux, and Arsenal are poised to drop points. And that is the full-time whistle. Arsenal have dropped 2 points in the title race. They stutter at the start of the run-in and maybe hand some momentum to Manchester City. Arsenal storm off, absolutely furious. It is finished. Wolves 2, Arsenal 2.
Yeah, terrible night at the office for Mikel Arteta. Let's go to some calls. Go to Thomas. He's an Arsenal fan, right, Tom?
All right, Tom.
Yo, what's going on, dude? You all right? Tom? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Tom, how you feeling after that?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that was dreadful, wasn't it? And I don't want to see you smile over there. I can see you smiling, Jamie. But no, it was a real shocking evening. I thought we were going to smash them. I really did. Like when it started, it looked like it was going to happen. But how do we let them get back into it?
Well, to be fair, it's a brilliant goal that gets them back into it. It's a hell of a strike.
Yeah, it was an incredible goal. Never see it coming.
But you were always, it felt in control without being in control. You didn't really, like Jay said earlier, stamp your authority on the game. This is Wolves. This is one of the worst.
They should have finished them off.
Yeah, go and show a bit more.
Should have happened. Should have happened. Never happened. No. But can I just say, right, so I was listening, I follow you a lot. And I heard the other guy, Tom, I was going to change my name after listening to that geezer. Wow, wait. He's going, oh, yeah, Arteta out, we should get someone else. Let's have it right.
It's gone.
Arteta has been the best thing that has happened to Arsenal in a long time. It's the first time we are competing. So, I mean, the only worry in my head, no smirks over there, O'Hara, but is that we win nothing. Right, that would be really chafing. But you know what I mean. The point, we're still 5 points ahead, right? So you got to crack on. Let's hope that we beat City in that game. I think that's really important. And then hopefully we can get a little bit of momentum.
Well, the way that you're going at the moment, right? There is no evidence to suggest that City might be in front. There's no evidence to suggest you might still be top of the table. Then, because
no, I don't think so. There's no. I don't. As an Arsenal fan, I don't disbelieve that we could fall off. That is a massive possibility.
You've done it before.
They could.
Yeah, of course. But we're still at the top, Jay.
Yeah, you're at the top, but you're letting it slip. Like tonight.
All of a sudden, you've got to go to Spurs. And that game...
Yeah, but that game 2 weeks ago... Minute.
Say it?
Yeah, well, listen, you say that, it should be, but after, watching in your last performances, Brentford, average.
And then the mighty Chelsea rock up.
Better than you lot, though. That ain't the same.
No, do you know what? I wouldn't be as... I don't know anymore. Jay's right. I think Spurs can take some real heart from that, the last 2 performances. You're away from home, new manager.
Igor.
Mate, you mock Igor all you like. Rob Edwards is just, come back from 2-0 down.
Yeah, no, granted.
The thing is you
got back into it, though.
Yeah, but Tom, you've just now put yourselves under huge pressure in this game on Sunday, right? It's a massive game. You go into it, you rock up, you stamp your authority, and you're a better team than Tottenham, way better. Now...
Say that again. Can you say that again?
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are a way better team. But now you're going into that game, bit of loss of confidence, frustrated, lost your heads after the game. Arteta's come out, everyone's fuming. He's saying, I've got to pick the team up, dressing room's down. Now you go, now you're going into that game, and Tottenham will get rubbing their hands together, going, new manager.
Tottenham ain't got 2 hands to rub together. What are you talking about?
Do you know what? You're giving it all the big licks now.
Bigger, mate.
Tell you.
Let me tell you that now.
They would love to derail your season. That gives them real heart and hope. And you've allowed that to slip through your fingers.
Oh, gutted.
Tom, listen, thanks for your call.
Cheers, Tom.
I'm going to go to Ollie, who's a Wolves fan. Ollie.
Hello, boys. How we doing? You both all right?
All right, Ollie. I'm all right. Look, terrible season for you, but take some heart from that.
You know what? Oh no. You know what? We're not going to have many highlights this season, but what a game, eh? What a game. You know what? I think the headlines tomorrow will be Arsenal were so poor, Arsenal were terrible. I think apart from the first 30 minutes, I think we controlled the game then, really. I think we looked the better side, and I think an equaliser was coming, really. I think an equaliser was coming. But
mate, I don't know. I disagree, Ollie.
You disagree?
Yeah, Ollie. Yous were terrible in the first half, like really bad. And you know what? You stayed in the game. Second half, you weren't much better. You weren't. You know, you had something to go at. You're 2-0 down, and then it was kind of just, all right. Well, let's just go and have a go. You know, a couple of moments. The first goal's a great goal, right? And that comes from nothing.
Yeah.
And then, you know, obviously last knock-ins, you're putting a bit of pressure on them. But I wouldn't. If I sat here and said that you drew 2-2 and you played out your skin, I'd be lying.
Yeah.
Hey, but you know what? That is one of our best performances of the season.
No, it's not. It's not.
It's not.
I've seen you play well this season. That was not a good performance.
Jeremy, have you guessed how many shots they had on target, Wolves? 2.
Didn't they?
Had 2 shots.
It's what we do, boys. It's what we do.
It's unbelievable.
You know what? I've said earlier today, and I don't know what you boys think of this, but I think Wolves are a more entertaining side than Arsenal. I think Arsenal are horrible to watch. I hate watching Arsenal. Wolves, at least, you know what? We can play bad, but you can be entertained.
Well, it ain't entertaining right now. I know that. Arsenal are not an entertaining watch.
I don't know how you've got.
I wouldn't say Wolves are either. I mean, it was one of the worst games of football I've seen. The lack of quality.
So, okay, XG, right? It's one of those metrics. If you want to use it, you can, right?
Okay, yeah, go on. I don't know.
Wolves' XG.
Yeah, go on.
0.29. 0.29.
Hey.
Not even half a goal.
You know what? We've had no luck all season. So you know what? What a team to do it against.
No, well done. Look, you
fair
hung
play.
in the
You've got a point. You know, you're probably gonna. I'd back Rob Edwards to get enough points to not be officially the worst team.
That's a
in
massive
the Premier
point
League.
for them. Yeah, not to
I think we've known for months that we've been down, and you know what? I think it's nice to next season that we can go in, try and have a rebuild, and then just start fresh, basically. Fingers crossed. You know what? If we don't go up first time of asking, it's okay. It's nice to go into the Championship, hopefully win some games, get a bit of momentum, and then if we do come back up to the Premier League, great. If we stay in the Championship for a few seasons, that's okay as well. As long as Arsenal don't win any league titles.
Okay, you're one of them gang, are you? Okay. All right.
All right, Ollie, listen, thanks for your call. Can we go to one more caller? Can we go to Tony? He's a Spurs fan.
All right, Tone.
Hello, boys. How we doing? All right.
All right, Tone.
Big Tone.
How you feeling?
I love your show. I absolutely love it. But I'll be honest with you. I'm listening to the Arsenal fans bringing in, and I think it's absolutely mad. They're 5 points ahead, and they don't really get the grip on. Every point is a bonus in this league. It's so hard to actually gain a point. Like a point in the Premier League is like 3 results. Let's be honest about it. But
what do you mean?
What
do you mean points in 3 results?
Two draws and a win. Hello. Yeah, 2 draws and a win is that's 3 results in the Premier League. I love the Premier League. I'm a Tottenham fan. I've been a realist all my life.
Tone.
When it comes to football.
Tone, can I just bring you back down to earth for a second, please?
Yeah, my friend.
Right, okay. Arsenal, in the same breath, as much as you would love to turn their season around and deny the title, they would love to win 3 points and put you in deep relegation problems.
I get that, but at the end of the day, we're not in the same league. Although we're in the same league as Arsenal.
Have you been out tonight, Tom?
We're like, no. We're like.
You've been out?
No. I'm indoors.
No, okay.
I'm indoors.
Okay.
But we're actually in the second tier compared to the top 6 now. Yeah.
Who's we? You're saying Spurs are in the second tier?
Yeah, but we're not
16th, Tone.
We're not a top 6 team anymore.
Tone,
we're not a top 6 team
Yeah, but
anymore.
I tell you what, though, Tone, we can derail their whole season at the weekend. Massive game.
You know what, Jamie? I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be at the game. I'm a season ticket holder at Tottenham, and I'm really, really looking forward to it. I can guarantee you one thing. That is the biggest boost I have ever seen for Tottenham fans to actually get off their seats and say, yeah, we actually can ruin Arsenal's chance of winning the title this weekend.
You definitely can.
Honestly.
Cheers, Tom. Listen, thanks for your call. Keep them coming in. We're going to take them up until midnight tonight. Arsenal fans not happy with their manager and their team. We're going to be joined by Jermaine Pennant next. He wants to respond to John Terry after all the drama this week. 03 717 22 3344. Spurs are back.
Alex, let's finish with a player we know from his time here at Chelsea, who's been more recently ploughing his trade in Germany. Reports in Germany suggest Nicholas Jackson is expected to return to Chelsea this summer because he hasn't played enough games for Bayern Munich to trigger the obligation to buy clause in his loan agreement. What more have you got in this?
Yeah, do you know what? When this deal was done, everybody said what a great piece of business it was for Chelsea because the buy option was £56 million. I never saw a scenario where Bayern Munich were going to take that up because he's just not a £60 million player, is he? Nicholas Jackson. He's got 5 goals in 22 games. They don't want to keep him. He's going to be coming back to Stamford Bridge, but I don't see a scenario where he's reintegrated into the Chelsea first team. I think they will look to sell him in the summer, but probably will have to accept a much reduced fee. And it was always going to be difficult for him to go to a club like Bayern and force his way past one Harry Kane. So these loan deals with options, some of them are not really worth the paper they're written on. I've got the option to apply for a place in the Mr. Universe contest. I'm not going to do that either.
I think you're on the way.
I like that. Danny, when it comes down to it, you've got Nicholas Jackson or you've got Liam Delap. Who do you play?
Well, at the moment, with Delap's form, although I like him, Jackson in his first Chelsea season has done better than Delap has done. He's more of a goal threat.
Yeah.
I actually think Cole Palmer misses Nicholas Jackson a little bit. Yeah, you're listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Me, Jamie O'Hara, Jason Cundy, got back pages coming up. Me and Jammer, we're on the Sports Bar on Monday. Caused a bit of a storm on social media. Out of nowhere, we're talking about some of the greatest centre-backs of the Premier League era. We're debating whether Virgil van Dijk is better than John Terry. Now, it's gone absolutely everywhere this week. If you have been living under a rock over the last 48 hours, here's a bot of what we're talking about. And JT's had a nibble back. Are you genuinely sitting here and saying that Van Dijk's better than John Terry?
If you said you want John Terry or Virgil van Dijk, I'm having Virgil van Dijk all day.
Are you joking? Are you joking? Are you having a laugh?
Yes, guys, I've just got back from working at Chelsea today and trying to mind my own business, but been sent this by
over 100 various different people throughout the day. Jamie O'Hara, who had my back, by the way, and Jermaine Pennant on talkSPORT this afternoon, debating who was better, myself, Rio, Vidic, or Virgil van Dijk. Now, guys, this is a debate that everyone's entitled to their opinion to. But, Pens, when you're on the radio and you're giving your opinion, you have to get the stats right. There's only one person that's got the most goals as a defender in Premier League history, and that's me. I also have the most clean sheets in Premier League history. And also, if you're comparing myself and Virgil, then I have more trophies than him as well. Also, you brought up a really good point. At the age of 34, 2014-15, I played every single minute of every game for Chelsea, winning the league in 2014-15 when Mourinho was our manager. So guys, this is over to you. I love the debate. I love being amongst it. I'm really proud of what I've done in the Premier League, but this is clearly over to you guys to settle the debate. But I'm just happy to be in and amongst it.
I mean, unbelievable stuff from JT. I mean, that I saw that last night and I couldn't believe it. What killed me was the fact he'd done it in his house, where all his trophies are.
It was in front of his. It wasn't even. It's a cab. It was a wall filled with trophies and caps. Wall filled.
Joining us now to clear his name is our mate Jermaine Pennant. All right, Pens.
Jammer.
Standing boys.
How are you? Look at you. If you are watching on YouTube, you've got a Liverpool shirt. And what's that? Runners-up medal.
Hey, listen, I haven't got JT's cabinet, so I can't find my Community Shield medals either, or my FA Cup runners-up. So this is what I can deal with.
Is that the Champions League runners-up medal?
This is my retaliation.
Gemma, I mean, look, this has gone everywhere, right? And a conversation we had out of nowhere, really. And everyone's been talking about it. You're still back in your corner after seeing all the stats, seeing all the polls, all the conversations. Are you still sticking to Van Dijk?
Look. What stats are we talking about? We're talking about, listen, let's get something straight here. JT, one of England's greatest centre-backs, without shadow of a doubt. He's had a fantastic career, world-class player. Absolutely, you can't argue with that. And yeah, 100% he's up there. But my argument is that it's not about what you've won in your career. We're not talking about who's won what in what career. Yes, he's won more trophies. Scott Carson's won 4 Premier League titles of Champions League. Does it make him better than Alisson? And yes, he's got more clean sheets, but you've got to put into perspective who is alongside him. John Terry's had his partners as a centre-back. We'll talk about centre-backs. We look about their partners, who they're with. We'll go Rio, we'll go Vidic, we'll go Terry, we'll go Carvalho. But Terry's partnerships throughout his career at Chelsea have been Carvalho, 100% up there. William Gallas, again, another top-class defender. Marseille Desailly, absolute legend in his own right as a defender. Gary Cahill. Now, let's compare that with what Virgil's had to work with. He's had to work with Joe Gomez, Matip, Jordan Henderson, Reece Williams, and Nat Phillips. And now he's got Konate. And while he's doing all of that, he's the only defender in history since it's been done, only defender to ever win UEFA Players' Year of the Award, surpassing Ronaldo and Messi. And most people can say, arguably, that Messi is probably the greatest player since Diego Maradona. And if we want to go on stats, we can go on stats. I know JT loves stats, so I'm going to get these ones right. Since Opta started their stats in 2004, aerial duels success rate, first, Virgil van Dijk, 75%, 75.5. Second is Vidic, 73.5. Terry, 68. Ground duel success, first,
You are
Virgil van
clutching
Dijk.
at straws here, Jammer, mate.
73.
You're getting up to...
Yeah, but do you know what? I wish you did this much research when I worked on the sports bar.
But listen.
You don't do any research.
Second is Ferdinand. Third is Terry. Passing accuracy, Virgil van Dijk.
It passes sideways. Listen,
We're
okay, I've got to
about stats.
No, I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry.
No,
mate.
no, no. But if
Come
you're
on,
talking
mate,
about
listen,
stats from a defender,
listen, yeah.
what do you want
Oh,
them to
come
do?
on,
You
come
want them
on,
to win
come on.
duels.
Yeah.
You want to aerial duels.
Yeah.
But he
Well,
surpasses all of them.
Mate, listen to me.
And listen,
Gemma,
and we're talking about wait. And we're there's a debate going on, but a lot of the Terry fans, the people who are supporting Terry, is yourself, Jamie, and a lot of Chelsea fans. But what you want to hear is you want to hear it from ex-pros who are top world-class defenders. Us three can't speak in that bracket yet. But people like Rio Ferdinand, who said Virgil van Dijk is better. He said Virgil van Dijk's probably better than...
You're making this up, Gemma. You're making this...
No.
You're starting to make this up now.
Vincent Company, as came out, said, Virgil's probably better than John Terry. Sol Campbell, Tony Adams, Martin Keown. So these are legends in their own right. These are legends in the game. I will take their opinion over fans, over you, who do not play in defence. So, look, it swings and roundabouts. People, it's a matter of opinion. Some will say Virgil, some will say John Terry. John Terry's had a better career because he's won more trophies.
So can I just add to this, right? There's longevity and how long, you've been playing at the highest level. JT's been doing it since he was a teenager, right? Virgil van Dijk...
but that's because it came through the ranks.
Well, I know, but...
It came through the ranks in England.
Yeah, but I was lucky enough, right, to watch not every game that JT played, but I'm lucky to work for Chelsea TV. I watched a lot of him, right? Let me tell you now, and I'm saying this genuinely, he is the best centre-half I've ever seen, right? Was he the quickest? No. I never see him get caught out of position. Hardly ever see him get done for pace. Not to say it didn't happen. Hardly ever. His sense of positioning... He always was. And also another thing, mate, I watched I watched John Terry tackle, right? Go in. If the game is different now, Virgil van Dijk tries to nick things, right? And when was the last time you saw John Terry twerking when trying to defend? He doesn't twerk, he tackles.
The game's changed, yeah, absolutely. And there'll be a high line now, where back in the day it was a flat back four. Your fullbacks really wasn't bombing on. You only had a couple, maybe Ashley Cole, but it wasn't how it's played now.
Jermaine, the quality now of the Premier League is nowhere near as good as it was. So you can sit here and have this argument about high lines and all that nonsense.
Because you've got...
There's only one world-class centre-forward playing in the Premier League, and it's Haaland. Van Dijk doesn't have to come up against the players that John Terry had to come up week in, week out in a 4-4-2, playing against centre-forwards who are up against him 24/7.
John Terry didn't come up against players week in, week out. If you talk about these top strikers, would have played him twice in the league. He wasn't playing them week in, week out.
What are you talking about?
He wasn't playing against top strikers every single week.
Well, there was way more better strikers in the Premier League than there is now. Way more.
It's a different style of football. You've got teams like Wolves tonight, bottom of the league, competing with Arsenal. The league's got better from back in the day.
No, it hasn't.
It hasn't, Jermaine.
Definitely hasn't.
Jermaine, you're not. Listen.
Definitely.
I don't know what you're on about.
It hasn't. I think the standard is dipped.
Okay, boy. All right.
He was up against Aguero. Right? I mean, Thierry Henry. Where's the Thierry Henry in this Premier League?
You can't say where's the Thierry.
No, but where? I mean, the best two.
Haaland, Harry Kane.
The best.
Haaland, Harry Kane.
He's up against Harry Kane as well.
Yeah, he was up against Rooney, Tevez, Adebayor, Ronaldo. Like Shearer. He's like coming up against the best players in the Premier League ever.
Look.
And Van Dijk's coming up against Haaland. He's coming up against Solanke at Spurs now. Come on, there's levels, Gemma. There's levels.
I mentioned who Terry's got alongside him, who he's been playing with. Some top world-class defenders. It's not all Terry. Terry wasn't. It wasn't all Terry in that Chelsea team. I know he got clipped a lot of clean sheets, but it wasn't all down to John Terry.
No, it never is.
It was a collective of great defence, great goalkeeper, great midfield.
Of course, it never is. Yeah. So collectively, they that's
exactly collectively.
But you can't. But he can't pretend he wasn't part of it.
Yeah, he was a part of it. But look what Virgil van Dijk's working with.
Well, he had Trent, Canate, Robertson, and Alisson in his team.
You Liverpool fans are trying to tell me.
You're trying to tell me he's had some garbage players next to him for the last 5 years. Are you having a laugh?
Liverpool fans are telling me.
That's one of the best back fours we've seen in a long, long time. They had Alisson in goal, one of the best keepers ever.
Yeah, but how many people used to talk about Trent can't defend? But now all of a sudden,
Hold on, you Liverpool fans were telling me, weren't that long ago, that you've had the best left back and right back partnership in Premier League history. You Liverpool fans, you love to give it all about the best ever. Honestly,
when we
no, come on,
all right. When we talk about Trent, do we talk about his defensive capabilities?
Well, we don't.
Do we talk about him being a great defender? No.
But you're not trying to tell me that Robertson and Trent were the best two partnership of left back, right back in Premier League history. What is it with you Liverpool fans? Why has it always got to be in history? Why do you do that? Virgil van Dijk is not the best Premier League central defender in Premier League history.
I'm not saying he's the best. I'm comparing him to who's the better out of the JT and Virgil van Dijk. It's an argument, it's a debate.
I know, but look, the stats are there, mate, and you can give me Opta stats about duels and passing, which is a load of old garbage because the game's completely changed. The stats are John Terry, most clean sheets as a centre-half. John Terry, most goals in Premier League history as a centre-half. John Terry, more Premier League titles than Virgil van Dijk. It's like, come on, you can't get away from the fact that in terms of a career, in terms of what he's done, longevity in the Premier League, of how long he's played, how many games he's played, he has had a better and he's a more successful and better player than Virgil van Dijk. That's not saying that Virgil van Dijk ain't a world-class player.
He wasn't playing against St Mirren for 4 years either.
I just said to you, give me a stat. All the stat you've gave me, he's scored more goals and he's won more trophies and more clean sheets.
They're all the stats that I need to know. They're all the stats that I care about.
But listen, that's a collective stat of a team. Now, give me a stat of individual.
41 goals is not a collective stat. That's him.
Okay, all right, goals, great. But great. Okay, I'll give you a stat. Andy Cole has scored more goals than Thierry Henry. Andy Cole's won more trophies than Thierry Henry. Does that make Andy Cole better than Thierry Henry?
No, of course not.
Mm. Well, that's what you're trying to say.
No, hold on.
That's what you're trying to say about Terry.
No.
Because he's won more trophies, because he's kept more clean sheets with a better defence throughout the whole period with defenders.
Yeah, but no one is going to compare Thierry Henry with Andy Cole. No one's going to do that.
But your basis on your...
No, but you just used that argument with Scott Carson. So
the basis of your argument is that he's won more leagues.
No, but you've just...
More league titles.
But what about... You've just used that argument against yourself because you said Scott Carson, right? Andy Cole. No one with two eyes in the front of their face that watches enough football, including Andy Cole, will ever compare themselves to Thierry Henry. That's ridiculous, right?
But your argument is
but Virgil van Dijk has been a damn good defender for Liverpool, right? No one is saying that he's not. But
no one's saying John Terry's not.
In this argument, Virgil van Dijk is Andy Cole.
On what basis?
I'm just telling you, mate. He's Andy Cole.
Okay, well, it's just down to preference. It's down to what.
Well, listen, it is just an opinion, right? And everyone's entitled to it. And you're backing Virgil van Dijk's corner, and I get that.
But if
you've watched enough Premier League football over the years, Jammer, and you played in that era that John Terry played in, Terry is alongside Rio Ferdinand, the two best centre halves.
Ask Rio Ferdinand. Ask Vincent Kompany. That's Tony Adams.
Don't need to. I've watched it myself. I've watched it. I played against
them. I'm sure they would. They've got an opinion. And it'll be
again. Everyone's entitled to it. Listen? Before we let you go, Gemma, because obviously you've seen JT. He's had a little message back. Yeah. Have you got a final message for John Terry?
I've already spoke to JT.
Yeah. What did you say?
I didn't. I said you're a great defender.
So you absolutely bottled it.
No, but I'm not disputing he's not a great defender.
No, you bottled it.
Great defender.
No, you bottled it.
Van Dijk.
Did you show him the video that you put on Twitter of you running past him and scoring a goal? Did you send him that? Did you? No.
He didn't ask for that.
Yeah,
I'm sure he's seen it.
Yeah, he didn't want to see that. He didn't want to send him that. So basically, you spoke to him and you bottled it.
No, I didn't. Do you want me to show you? I'll show you the DMs, mate.
Jammer, listen.
Jammer, love you.
Love you, boys.
It's been a hell of a debate. Let's put it
to
bed.
It's been great.
And we'll see you soon, mate. Go and take that runners-up medal off.
Yeah, I'm gonna polish it.
Top man.
Jermaine Pennant there. Right, we're gonna get back to some calls. Get involved. 03 717 22 33 44.
enjoy all what goes on. Of course I don't. Who does? I don't want to see none of that. I don't like all the ranting and raving. You know, John's obviously got a problem, him and Carl Frock, I don't know, you know, with the two of them, and it is what it is. But it's nothing to do with me. And I've got to be honest, you know, I have no regard for it. It's irrelevant to me. All I care about is what Tyson's doing and the fight. The rest of it's a sideshow.
You say that, Frank, but you are the promoter.
I'm not the promoter.
You're Tyson's promoter.
I'm Tyson's promoter, but I'm not the promoter of the event. It's a ring event. It's on, you know, I have an exclusive contract with DAZN. This fight's on, as you well know, it's on Netflix.
But if you're uncomfortable with it, Frank, might you not have a word with Tyson?
I don't understand. Sorry, but I'm not responsible for what people do or in their family members are in or are with them or whether that's down to them. It's nothing that I'm not responsible, nor would I take the responsibility for that. You know, it's no different if one of your relations starts ranting and raving and screaming and shouting. It's not down to you.
If it were an event that you were a promoter of note on, say, for example, you make the fight between the winner of Dubois versus Wardley, and you see this sort of behaviour exhibiting itself, would you put a stop to it? Would you suggest that you'd exclude John from press conferences if he can't conduct himself in an appropriate fashion?
I'm quite sure if it was my event, John would show a lot of respect for it.
To the Sports Bar and Talk Sport. Me, Jamie O'Hara, Jason Cundy. Got back pages coming up. We're taking more of your calls though. Arsenal crumbled after being 2-0 up against Wolves. 2-2 in the end. Live on Talk Sport. 03717 223344. Let's go to Sam. He's an Arsenal fan. All right, Sam.
All right, Sammy boy.
All right, Jason. All right, Jamie. How are you?
All right, mate. What happened?
Oh, we're not winning the league, are we? We're not winning it.
You're not.
We just crumble, mate. I hate to say it, but we deserve everything we get. yeah. Play the violin. We deserve it.
You sound down, mate. It's the first time I've listened to Arsenal fans this season. Actually, they're down.
Yeah, it was a bad one. It was a bad one. We don't see momentum. You know, when we're on top of teams and we've got them where we want them, and we sit off. We let them have the ball. We let the fans get behind them, and then we can see goals.
You're bottling it.
Exactly. We are bottling it.
You're bottling it, are you?
We are.
If you bottle it this season, though, Sam, I mean, I just don't know if you'll ever win it with Arteta. You've built a team to win the league this season. It was all there for you to build. This was it. The final pieces of the jigsaw were put in place. Gyökeres, better bench, squad. And if you throw it away now, wow.
We've had the opportunities as well to kill it. This is what I'm talking about. We just had to beat Forest and we'd be 9 points clear. We just had to beat Liverpool. We'd have got 8 points clear. And both times bottled it. It didn't work out. And then tonight, a chance to play that extra game, go 7 points clear of City. Again, we can't manage it. There is a problem. with mentality in this team, definitely, because they're talented enough.
What about Sunday? What you thinking?
Oh God! I mean, what a boost! What a boost for Spurs!
I mean, it's
They
not
must have been
often
dreading
I
it.
want Spurs to get anything out of a game, right?
No.
I wouldn't mind seeing Spurs take some points. Wouldn't mind seeing Spurs. I wouldn't, mate. That would. I'll get.
Surely not.
Number three.
No, this is it. I feel filthy, right? But
Wash your mouth out.
I know, but
You wear a Spurs shirt?
but no chance. No chance.
Must have an old Spurs shirt you can
No, I don't.
dish out.
No. I'll be. Listen, I can want you to win, right? But there's no way. I couldn't do that, mate.
Sports bar on Monday.
The culprit that time, Jason Cundy.
Wow.
Now listen. Well,
two-door mask ready.
You don't know what you're gonna. You don't know what Spurs.
No, you just give them a leg up. You give Spurs a leg up. I'm now going into that game, watching you tonight. How flat you were, how you didn't put the game to bed. Look at it and go, we can take something from you. Well, I had no confidence going into that game. Now,
Yeah, you do.
I look at it and go,
Yeah.
tell you what, there's something there from
And Arsenal
nervy,
will be a little
edgy.
Bit, yeah, where you go back 3 weeks ago and you're going Arsenal, Spurs, you can't see anything else other than an Arsenal win. Now you're going, I'm not sure what I'm going to see.
All right, let's go to Billy, who's an Arsenal fan. All right, Bill?
Billy boy.
How you doing, lads? You all right?
I'm all right, Bill. I'm all right.
Bill, you sound terrible, mate.
No, Arsenal fans are gone.
No, actually, no, I'm all right. I'm not going to get too down of that result. I mean, that weren't a good one, don't get me wrong. That's bottom of the league. That's a 2-0 lead. That is bad. But I used to talking like City have just been revived and come back. Like, they've only won 3 of their last 8 Premier League games.
I
just
agree
to
with
say
you.
that.
I said that earlier that City are unconvincing as well at the minute.
Yeah, but what I'm hearing, like, you think City have still got to prove themselves, and they've still got a couple. They've got to go your back garden, Cundy, and they've got to go to Ellen Road. I want to see how they get through them 2 games before we start seeing.
Yeah, no, I agree.
No, but like there's certain times of a season, Bill, right? And it does seem to be this time of the season for Arsenal every season. But Man City find another gear. That's how I've looked at Man City over the years. And that win against Liverpool the other day, where it was in the balance, second half, they go and win the game. The drama at the end, I just felt the tide shift. And then Arsenal don't capitalise on a result where you could have gone 7 points in front, game in hand.
Yep.
And you don't take it, and it's like all of a sudden you look at it and go, the feeling and that it's there now. You lot, I'm listening to you all tonight, every one of yous. Your attitude and your tone has changed, and that is going to reflect when when you're in the stadium.
Yeah, I understand that, but I'll tell you what it is as well. As some of these dark arts that we do when we go down and we're wasting the time, I don't really know what happened with Trossard at the end. I don't know if he was genuinely hurt and had to come up or whatnot, but I just feel like that breeds in them last 5 minutes when we're trying to hang on, the Wolves away.
Yeah.
It's breeding.
There was a little bit of that, I agree. The Trossard one is, we don't know.
We try to do that too early in the games as well. We're trying to waste the time and not going over to that corner. And I just feel like we're putting it out there, like we're just begging for the final whistle to come all the time. And today, I think it was more down to the keeper. I think he's a top keeper, Ray. He's been brilliant for us, but he's slowly. I don't know. There's a few nerves there with Raya. Because this was like deja vu with the Sunderland game, right? When he come too far out.
Yeah, similar. Similar.
That ball.
Yep.
They got that equaliser, snatched 2 points from us away from home.
Yeah.
And it's happened again, I don't know what's happening there, whether has he called for it, has he not? But I don't know how to...
Well, he doesn't need to come for it. Is it Saliba, I think, under the ball? Is it Saliba?
It's Gabriel.
It was Gabriel, was it? Right, Gabriel deals with that. He comfortably deals with that. Getting a mess like that, that's a bad mistake.
We've given the goal there. We've given that. We've given, like... They had an XG of 0.3. I mean, I know that you were talking about the XG earlier, but... I don't know how they've got a result out of that. I don't know.
No.
It's not
I know. You bottled it. That's how.
No. But like I said, they've got some more games coming up. I still think we're going to go and beat Spurs on the weekend. I was really confident there.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
To be honest with you, and I'm not just saying this in hindsight, I was actually genuinely a bit concerned about this fixture. But obviously, after 2-0, I thought it's done and dusted. We've had some odd games with Edwards, Like a few seasons ago, we went Luton away. we had to nick it in the last 9 seconds
I
of right
remember that
header,
game.
3-2.
Yeah, remember it.
And this season, at the Emirates, we had to nick it in the last minute again. He's given us some hard games, Edwards.
All right, Bill, listen, thanks for your call. Keep them coming in.
Billy boy.
We'll continue doing it until midnight. 03 717 22 33 44. All right, let's go to Theo. He's a Liverpool fan. All right, Theo.
All right, Theo.
All right, lads, how are we doing?
All right, matey.
All right, Theo. Do you want to talk about Saka?
Well, I was sort of now you've brought it up. I was wanting to talk about the Vinicius Junior, Saka, and the sort of Van Dijk.
Okay. Go on.
You got a lot to talk about. We're off air at 1.
Come on.
I'll try.
Get your points across.
Okay, so first one, the Vinicius Junior one. I think the celebration's fine. I've seen much worse. It's football. This stuff happens. At the end of the day, the fact that people like Jose Mourinho and other people are saying that the celebration means that can kind of justify the racism and what happened after that, I think is outrageous and a little bit disgusting.
I think what you said, though, was about talking about Eusebio, the greatest player, one of the greatest Portuguese players at the time, played for the club. I'm not sure he was defending it. I think he was saying that they're not racist because their best player was black.
But that's not really an excuse.
No, it's not.
No, of course not.
No, but I don't think he was defending it or excusing it.
When it comes to Saka, I'd say I wouldn't have him in the Liverpool squad. Well, not in this. I wouldn't have him in the starting 11.
Squad, does he? Well, you backtrack quickly there.
Well, no, because
does he get in your squad?
He'd get on the bench.
Keep your calls coming in on the Sports Bar. Me, Jamie O'Hara, Jason Cundy, 03 717 22 33 44. We are talking Arsenal. Drop points away at Wolves. It was live on talkSPORT. Let's go to Leon. He's an Arsenal fan. All right, Leon.
Leon.
Yeah, hello.
All right, matey.
All right, Leon.
Hi, yeah.
Was you at the game tonight, Leon?
Yeah, I was. Terrible result.
Yeah.
How was the feeling with the fans at full time?
Disgusted.
Leon?
Hello?
Yeah, go on, mate. What'd you say?
I'm saying I'm disgusted by the performance tonight. I just think it's appalling. I think the only man that can come back in and save us here is Arsene Wenger.
Right, this is a wind-up.
I think Arsene Wenger, if he comes back in, I think it's what we need. Our team, they lost their heads tonight, and I think we need him to come back in and just, bring the morale of the squad up. I just think it's poor. I just don't think Arteta has it anymore.
I don't know whether to take you seriously, Leon.
Well, something needs to change at our club. It's not on. We've bottled the league the last, 3 or 4 seasons now. That's how poor it is. I've lost count. He keeps going, trust the process. There is no process to trust. It's gone. It's gone. I know we're only 2 points clear. We'll be lucky to get top 4 this year.
Right, here we go. It's a wind up. It's a wind up.
Yeah, listen, I'm going to let you go.
I smelt something early on.
He's definitely not.
Yeah, I smelt something.
He's not an Arsenal fan. Let's go to Sean, who's Man City. Sean?
All right, Shawnee.
How are you, lads? You all right?
I'm all right, Shawnee. You must be buzzing.
Absolutely. I've never changed so much at a Wolves goal in my life. But anyway, I still think there's twists and turns, you know. It's, but I'm going to take... They look nervous.
They do, don't they?
And it's not only the players, the fans that get... Have they got too confident?
Do you know what? I don't think they have, actually. The Gooners that I speak to, I don't think that that's the case. They are... I think there's a fear about that this could happen. The Gooners that I speak to, I don't think they've ever got too cocky. There's been 1 or 2, but largely, I think they are just kind of waiting for something, a wheel to wobble. I think they are waiting.
I think if they could pick any other team to be chasing them down, it wouldn't be us.
Right, listen, let me ask you this then, Shawnee, right?
Yeah.
I'm not convinced that you're good enough, if I'm honest.
No. Do you know what? Me and my lad left on Saturday against Salford, and we were like, that was awful. What was that? You know, I don't know. It's... But I don't know. Will we do it? I think there's twists and turns. We've still got to go to Everton, Chelsea.
Of course. No, there are some tough games, but you know the next game, right? 8:00 live on talkSPORT. You've got Newcastle.
Massive. That's just become huge.
Can't drop points there, mate. You can't let them off the hook.
No, and we've got to stop this second half syndrome.
Yeah, you are.
You know, we're great for 45 minutes, and then all of a sudden.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But I don't know. Hopefully, you know, it's twists and turns. We'll see.
Yeah, well...
but this is the best Arsenal side, you know, they're going to get a chance. If they don't win it this season, when will they win it?
It does feel a bit
it feels like that. It does
This
feel like
City side is not... They're not purring, this City side, by any stretch of the imagination.
No, they're not. They're building a new team.
But they're in the title race.
Well, because they signed top players.
You know, they can go... They fight 2 points behind Arsenal, right? If they win on Saturday, 2 points behind Arsenal. Yeah. That is now squeaky bum time.
They have got to... Look, you are right. Man City are not the finished article right now. They are not this Man City team that we've watched before, chasing down, you know, Arsenal in the past.
Yeah.
They have got a lot of work to do, and I think they're both going to drop points.
Yeah, of course
I think they're both going to drop points.
That's 100%. But I did say to you the other week, I don't see Arsenal dropping off and City being good enough. One might happen, not both. And I still think that this City team is not quite, not quite convincing enough for me to go, yes, they can go and win this. I'd still now say Arsenal.
Would you?
Still, yes.
No way.
Yes.
No way. No way.
Well, okay. What have you seen with City that tells you that they're good enough as well?
Well, because I've seen a change with Gay coming in, Semenyo coming in, a team that they're building, and I've seen from over the last 3 or 4 seasons of Man City doing it at this time of the season, and Arsenal not.
I hope you're right, but this is the first time.
What I'm watching is what I've watched before.
It's the first time I'm starting to doubt it. I'll be honest with you. It's the first time I'm starting to think you might be right.
Let's go to Leon. He's Arsenal fan. Leon.
How you doing, lads? You all right?
All right, Leon.
Yeah, Leon, how are you feeling after that?
I'll tell you what, right? My prediction, I hate being right. I absolutely hate being right. I've said all season that if Arsenal's to win the league, and I'm still not sure if we will, it's going to go down to the last 2 games of the season because this team does not have the nerve. The manager doesn't have the nerve. But more importantly, the Arsenal fans do not have the mindset of when the tough gets going, we all seem to crumble. Today was shockingly bad, ridiculously bad. When we're playing against a team that's taken 8 points off 20-something games, and they take a point of us after going 2-0 up. Now, I've said it all season. If Arteta does not win the Premier League, there has to be a serious conversation about his position at the club. The only way for me that he keeps this job, if he doesn't win the Premier League, he has to win the Champions League and a domestic cup, a bare minimum.
Well, he's got to win one of the big ones.
Don't win any.
Yeah, we've got to win one of the big ones.
I don't even just one. I think for the squad, I agree with what everyone's been saying with our squad. There is no excuse, none whatsoever. And I've been on Arteta's side the whole time he's become our manager. At the moment, I'm very much on the fence because as a manager, I feel at this point of the season, this is where you earn your money. Mm-hmm. This is where you show your quality as a manager of being able to manage the players' nerves, you know, and their jitteriness, the crowd. And we're not doing that. We played 7 games and we've won 2. Should have taken maximum points against Forest if you're going for a title. I don't know. I think Brentford won the hardest away games of the season, so I won't include that. But today, a team that's taken 8 points all season, and we go 2-0 up.
Terrible result.
And this is what I've been seeing this for a while. I remember I actually had this conversation with you, actually, O'Hara. We had this conversation last year about centre-halves, right? Mm-hmm. And we agreed that it was Saliba and Van der Ven. Mm-hmm. And I've said this all season. I've been saying this for a long time. I do rate Gabriel, but he's not world class because he's constantly got mistakes in him.
But I think it was Reyes tonight, though.
Reyes got a...
I wouldn't blame Gabriel for it.
Well, this is the thing for me. It could be harsh. If your keeper's coming out to grab that ball and it's a free-header between you and your keeper, you duck. You let your goalkeeper...
Okay, that's fine. But I don't think Raya needs to come, right? And as a centre-half there, he's dealing with that. If Raya comes over the top of him, he has got to claim that. That's a miscommunication. And I blame Raya 100% for that. That's not on the...
You know what? I'll agree with you on that because Sunderland, for me, when we lost to Sunderland, I think Raya was at fault for that because he didn't need to come off his line for that one either.
Stay in your line.
But overall, I've not said it before, but we are showing signs of bottling it. We are. And no Arsenal fan can deny that. No. We are showing signs of bottling the league because you cannot win 2 games out of your past 7. Yeah. And you look at some of the teams we've played, and we played at home. We played against a poor Liverpool side who took a point against us. We played against a poor Forest side who's taken a point against us. We took a point against one of the worst Wolves teams we've seen in Premier League history. Yeah. It's shockingly bad. And if any Arsenal fan genuinely believes that Arteta is 100% the man, then they're delusional because this is where your manager is meant to show his worth and his quality. And we're not doing that. I mean, today you go 2-0 up against Wolves and you draw the game? That's embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing.
It's shocking.
Leon, listen, great call, mate.
Yeah, you don't do that.
No.
Teams that win Premier League, you don't get away with too many of those. You can have bad results, but 2-0 up against the bottom side, one of the worst sides.
Didn't play well,
and not to. Yeah, that's shocking.
Yeah, it was a shocking night. Right, thanks everyone for getting involved. Arsenal fans not feeling good after tonight. We're gonna do back pages. They're coming up next. You're listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT with talkSPORT Bet. Download the new